video, student loans were a scam. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. These loans were predatory, not on the low. These were predatory on the high. You let 18-year-olds take out loans for hundreds of thousands of dollars that they can't go bankrupt out of without understanding the true meaning of compound interest. And the fact that we aren't able to file for bankruptcy for debt relief for student loans is wild. Now, me personally, thank God I don't have student loans. If I would have taken student loans out, I'm 28. I know the hairline looks 40. I need to shave. But if I would have taken those out at this age, or even at the age of 18, I would not be paying them. I wouldn't be paying a dime back. I'd be like, I ain't got it. All right, I ain't got a dime. I ain't got a dollar. I ain't got you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been over. I blame the guidance counselors, bro. Like, these guidance counselors were really gassing us up and kind of like lining us up in single file line to the slaughter, to the financial slaughterhouse. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I remember like it was yesterday. I was in 12th grade, and we had study halls, and in our study halls, they would have these days where we would go down to the guidance counselor, and she would explain what colleges are available in our city, which all of them are available if your money's ready. If you're ready to take out a loan, any college will take your money, right? And she would go over the different majors, and she would encourage and push us to go to these colleges without us having a good understanding of life, right? And so you're 18 years old, you don't know how compound interest works, you have no idea on how to operate in the workforce, you don't know about LinkedIn.com, you don't know about Microsoft Office, but they're expecting you to sign up for a loan that you can't file for bankruptcy out of. You can't file for bankruptcy out of student loans. And it's just kind of gross. Like, we weren't like legit fully functioning adults in society, but they allow us to take out these loans, some people for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like, God help you if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of student loans. There are some people that they just keep going back to school to avoid having to make payments, because as long as you're enrolled in college, you don't got to pay. You feel me? But people just keep going back and switching majors and getting their master's degree, getting their PhD. There's nothing wrong with education. Knowledge is power. I want to make that very clear. But if the knowledge is coming at a price that you can never pay back, it ain't worth it. I knew when I was 18, bro. She was giving me the list of schools and majors. And I ain't come from a wealthy family. I'm a hustler, right? I'm getting it out the mud. If anything y'all know about me, I get it out the mud. I did not come with the silver spoon. I came with the wooden spoon. And I was looking at these loans, and I was like, I ain't gonna be able to pay these back. And she was explaining how much the universities were gonna cost. And I think at the time per year, it was about $26,000 annually. And I was like, I don't have $26,000 a year. I don't have, $2,600 a year that I can pay, let alone 26,000. I was like, nah, I ain't going to school. So what I did, and I'm gonna be fully transparent, man, I just told them I had an associate's and a bachelor's degree. And some companies that I worked for, they checked and I was caught. Other companies, most companies, nope, they just let me slide on through. Quick story time with the job that I have right now. So I work for a very large tax company, we'll say. They're a very large bank and and investment managing company. And so when I had applied, I had told them that I had a 4-year degree, right? I told them I had a bachelor's degree in information systems. I didn't have a bachelor's degree in information systems. I didn't even have an associate's degree. So what I did is I applied around the holiday time, and I'm about to give y'all some game that might change your life. This piece of information, if you don't have a degree, might knock you into a totally different tax bracket, because it put me into a new tax bracket because I got a new job that I was underqualified for, and they still sending me the check to this day. So I applied for this job, told them I had a 4-year bachelor's degree. Went through the interview, passed, boom, because I'm a great salesperson, as you can see. And YouTube has helped me greatly. If you have poor social skills or you have social anxiety, start a YouTube channel. That'll get that all the way out of you, because I struggle with job interviews, and I started doing YouTube, and I could talk to anybody. I could walk up to a stranger on the street and just start talking to him. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? I like your shoes. I could do all that, right? All because of YouTube. But so I had applied for this job, and I filled out the resume. I did the job interview. I did the job interview, and you have to do a background check. And in most background checks, they check out to make sure that you don't have any criminal charges. They check to make sure that that you also, sometimes they check to see if you have the education that you say you had, right? Because I didn't have the money for college. There was no way for me to pay that back. So I just put on my resume that I applied for this job, that I had a 4-year degree. And it was right around Thanksgiving. And this is probably the best advice I will ever give on my channel, real talk. I told them I had a 4-year degree. I applied for this job around Thanksgiving, right? Between Thanksgiving and New Year's and corporations, it is so hectic because around the holidays you have people scheduling vacations, right? You have a lot of going on because at the end of the year, that's when the most stuff gets done. They try to wrap everything up before the end of the year. That way it doesn't carry over into the next year, right? Because they're normally focusing on new goals. So you have all of these people that are overwhelmed, right? Because the volume of work is so high. They're trying to tie together the loose ends. You have people that are going on vacation. So at that point, you are overworked and understaffed. And companies, they force you at the end of the year to use up all of your vacation because you're going to lose it if you don't use it. So when I applied for this job and put down I had a bachelor's degree, everything was slow. It was as far as me getting to the next phase and including the background check. There were people that went on vacation at the background check company. So them checking out my credentials at this university was delayed. So it took so long for the background check to go through. They were like, hey, I like this dude. Let's give him an offer. They gave me the offer, and this is more money than I had ever gotten, about $12,000 more than I had got paid at my old job. So I was like, I was like, I need a moment to think about it with my family. So I went ahead, I called them back, and I was like, I'm gonna need me some more money because I have experience in a bachelor's degree. Guys, I don't have a degree, right? But I use that as a reason. I don't have student debt, but I use that as a reason for me needing more money. Use any reason to get paid more. It doesn't matter if you don't ask for more money when you get hired at these jobs, or if they give you an offer, they will never give you more money if you don't ask for it. So I was like, I need another 5K, a little something off the top, because I'm a dad. I got a son, right? So I was like, daycare is expensive. So they agreed to give me the extra 5K without a degree. So I accept the offer, I sign the documentation, I send it back to the HR person. Guys, a week passes. I am about to start. 2 weeks from me signing the paperwork was my start date. A week from me signing the paperwork, they found out I did not have a degree. So she was like, can you explain the discrepancy? That's corporate lingo for can you explain this BS, right? And I told her straight up in the interview, I was like, I'm willing to do whatever to provide for my family. I'm qualified and I'm capable, and everything that's included in this job description I could do, which is true because I still got it, right? And so she was like, I'm gonna have to get back to you. Give me some time. So she got back to me and she was like, well, congratulations, you're starting next week. And I put down on the paper that I had a bachelor's degree and an associate's, and I had neither. I was appalled, guys. I was appalled. And to be real, this is not the first job that I have had where other people had college degrees and I didn't. I just put on the paper that I had one. And if they're lackadaisical with doing the background checks, because some of these colleges are a pain in the behind to validate credentials, right? Some people, they make you, because you got to think, anyone can't call into a university and ask if this person went to this college, because then you're given unauthorized information to a third party, to a stranger. So it's very difficult, and in order for them to do so, it's also more expensive. You have to go through certain companies to do so. So I've been able to slip through multiple times through multiple companies simply because they have weak and flimsy background checks and because they're not willing to spend the extra money. And some people would think that this is immoral, right? And I had a feeling, a little bit of shame. I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? Companies do this all the time. They're opportunists. Opportunists is when you use a weakness against, let's say you have a competitor, or let's say you're in business or competition. You use the other person's weaknesses or the other company's weaknesses to your advantage. You leverage your strengths. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with, manipulating organizations and systems to get what you want out of life. As long as nobody directly gets hurt, I don't see what the problem is. And like, it's really sad, man, because because you go to college for 4 years just to work in Excel. Like anybody can learn how to do Excel. Like making people spend $100,000 just to sit in a cubicle is insane to me, right? I gotta spend 100 grand to do Excel spreadsheets. Are you serious? Right? Like, and most of these jobs, you just sending emails all day per my last email. It's like, bro, this is a scam. So our guidance counselors, our teachers, they set us up for failure. Some of these degrees are worthless, bro. They had like BS schools, like colleges that already lost their accreditation since I've left high school, like Bradford Business School, right? That's where you get an associate's in business and administration. So pretty much you get this degree and this certificate and you could become a secretary. You can become a secretary without going to school. And a lot of times, these occupational colleges, it's not a trade school, it's a little bit different. It's called an occupational college. Some of these occupational colleges were predatory. And so they would put you through schooling, and a lot of times it wasn't even like an apartment. It was more like a dorm type setup. And when you graduate, you don't really get paid that much. So you paid them $30,000-$40,000 a year. You come out with 100 grand plus debt just to become a secretary, and you're screwed because you can't tap out. You can't tap out, right? You can own a business. You could tap out. You could tap out. You could be like, I filed for bankruptcy. I filed Chapter 7. I'm done. They'll liquidate all of your assets, all of your wages. They'll see what they can liquidate from you. They'll check your credit score and what you have as far as possessions that can be sold, and then they will relieve the debt. You go see a lawyer, and I don't recommend people do this. I'm not, it's not financial advice. This is just me telling you guys how everything is set up. I've worked for banks for the past 4 years. I've worked in IT before then with no college degree. Okay, we have Google. This is the great equalizer. People have cell phones in their pocket and they're not learning, they're not using it to learn new skills. Like some of these jobs that you feel underqualified for, you can learn the skills for these jobs just by Googling. Oh, I got to use Microsoft Excel. Okay, Python. Okay. You Google basics, fundamentals of Excel and Python, and then you learn how to do it. There are online courses for free. There are tons of videos on YouTube for free. And so you learn these skills. You learn these skills for these jobs that are listed on LinkedIn, on Indeed.com, because this is where the big money jobs are, right? If you want to get out of retail, you want to get out your bartending job, or maybe you have a decent job, but it's not paying, I'm not acting like I'm Mr. Big Shot up here, but this is what I did without a college degree, right? And some people are going to be like, it's wrong. What about the people that worked hard for 4 years and they went to college? Isn't that immoral saying that you have a college degree on your resume? You know what? You can say that, but at the end of the day, I came here to get mine. All right, I came here to make money. All right, if I could do this job well, I don't see what the problem is. I'm coming in on time. I'm with the company mission. I'm with the company culture. Right? I'm talking with Susie and asking how her dog is every morning. I'm playing the game. I don't see what the issue is. You wanted the college experience. That is great. I admit I wish I could have did the college experience. Like I said, I came with the wooden spoon. I didn't come with the silver spoon. If you come from wealth or if your parents are there for you, and this isn't to bash people that have parents that are supportive, and that's awesome. Good for you. I'm so happy for you if your parents and your family were able to provide a college free education. That's how it's supposed to be, right? Well, if you're getting it out the mud, you got to do what you got to do. I don't have time for your moral compass, and it's technically not illegal because I would have been prosecuted. They gave me a job and I got caught. They caught me without a degree. They literally caught me, literally, and still let me work there. They're still sending me checks. God is good. All praise to the man upstairs, man, for real. And it's tough, man. It's unfortunate they did us so dirty with these student loans. And I think people are starting to see like, it's not worth it. Now, certain degrees are worth taking the student loans out, the Sally Mae loans. If you're going to school for STEM, that's science, medicine, engineering, and what am I missing? Technology. That's STEM. I did that all out of order. But if you're going to school for a STEM program, worth its weight in gold. Go for it. Study hard, focus. The world is your oyster. But if you are not interested in STEM and you're about to take out these student loans, I would wait, especially if you're young, because I was 18 and I didn't know nothing about life. But y'all sitting me down in this guidance counselor office, trying to get me to take a loan out. It's crazy. I don't even know how loans work. I don't have a credit card. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a home equity line of credit. Hit the like button, by the way, to support content like this, guys, please, because it'll really truly help me. But I don't know how the world works. I don't even have a car. I don't even have a car note. But you're expecting for me to take this loan out. And unfortunately, a lot of people they die with their student loans. I'm not sure if you guys have ever looked at they have this thing called an amortization schedule. It pretty much just shows how much money you took out, the interest on your loan, how long it takes for you to pay the loan over time per payment, and it just shows how the interest and the overall amount goes up and down, the overall amount owed. And the amortization schedule is sickening, right? And it's like you really signed up these kids, these young adults for these loans when they don't have an understanding of life. And I highly recommend anybody that's fresh out of high school, get yourself a banking job. And it don't got to be a high level banking job. You could be a teller, you could do customer service. You will learn how business is done in America. I learned so much. I worked in the mortgage department before I had this role, right? So I know about mortgages, I know about loans, personal loans, home equity line of credit, business loans. Like I am well rounded. I'm not like these dudes that come up here and tell you to use an EIN number, like all the scammy stuff. Like I know how to do stuff the correct right? I know how to do things properly by FCC regulations that's managed and governed by the US government because the banks work directly hand in hand with the federal government. They have to. That's what an FCC regulation is. So, if you want to know how to do things by the book and know how to do things correctly, the banks will teach you how to do that. They'll teach you. They have their own training software. They'll put you in a hiring class, and then you will learn. You will learn through the experience of others because you'll be fixing other people's problems all day. You'll just be troubleshooting. Hey, my loan's messed up. Why is this interest rate here? What's this late fee? You will learn. But a lot of people, sadly, they just took the loan. They didn't know how to manage their finances, didn't know how to manage their loans. They didn't have like real adult life skills that are needed to thrive. And that's why I think these loans are kind of predatory, man. It's unfortunate. They'll garnish your wages. I've seen that working in the banking industry, and you can't run from it. And the truly heartbreaking part about these loans is that if you don't pay off the loan and you die, your kids will get these loans. And then you have these politicians and a certain president who I won't name, names with Joe Biden. Joe Biden is out here, just dangling, just dangling the carrot in front of people that own these student loans. I'm gonna relieve student debt, and then they don't relieve it. It gets canceled. He's giving false promises and false hopes to families in need. And it's tough because if you have this in your life, if you have a student loan, a mortgage, you have credit card debt, and then you have a car note, I don't know how you are even saving money. And this isn't like, me bashing anybody. It happens. They set you up to fail. They set all of us up to fail. But it's like, how are we supposed to thrive? You're not supposed to, right? That's the whole point. It's not set up for you to succeed. It's just sad. It's unfortunate. I did experiment in my youth in the trades. I learned how to become a plumber, right? That's not what I do now. Like I said, for the past 10 years, I've pretty much worked in banking and inside IT. But trades are great. Trades will save you money in the long run. I can set a toilet. I can redo baths. I can install showers. Trades are great. Plumbers are very expensive. There are other alternatives to college, and businesses will pay for your plumbing apprenticeship. Like, and it's great. Like, I won't have to call a plumber if my drains overflow. So I get to save hundreds of dollars. Like, seriously, I can run electrical to hot tubs, right? Those are real life skills that'll save you money when it's time for you to get your stuff repaired. So it's just something to think about, man. It's just something to think about. There's more. College is a great option, but if you just want the education and the knowledge, I would do some research online first to see what you can get out of life. But the weird part about the thing that I think is weird is that like a lot of people went to school for business management, right? And so I remember I was a business management person in high school because you think that you're going to become some type of CEO or something just because you went to college for business management. And they don't really tell you that you can't really do anything or move the needle without an MBA. That's a master's in business and administration. It's kind of like the bar for the finance industry, for accounting, and for any investment firm, they want you to have an MBA. It's preferred for you to get like big paper. But they don't tell you that in high school because these teachers themselves don't know anything. They just know how to teach. They're just glorified babysitters at that point, especially in these public schools. So it's just mind blowing, man. We got these teachers, they themselves aren't, they themselves aren't put together, and they're trying to guide us and guide our youth, and it's just not right, man. It really isn't right. It's not transparent, and I wish they would be more transparent with these student loans and show the amortization schedule. Like, that needs to be shown how the compound interest is going to slowly crush you over time. But I'm a king of Google, right? I knew these cell phones and technology would be the great equalizer. So I truly felt confident that as long as I might not know how to do something, but I know where to go to find the information to do something. So as long as I have that, I can compete with the people that went to college for 4 years. It may take a little while for me to catch up, but I will catch up because that's what I do. Your boy's a hustler. You feel me? But yeah, I would definitely learn technology. Me working in IT has also helped me greatly. I had a help desk job, and I also said, unfortunately, that I had an associate's degree, but I did a lot of research on YouTube. I got a help desk job, and I figured out how computers work, how networking worked, how to manage and navigate through databases. I dabbled in Python a little bit, and that helped me just get comfortable with just databases in a professional corporate environment. So that way, when they need you to code certain things in an accounting system, in a mortgage system, maybe it's medical coding, when you first are learning and training, you don't feel overwhelmed and like you're drowning because you've used databases before. You've used different codes before, so you aren't panicking. You're pretty calm compared to the person that's never seen any database screens where you have to put in certain codes in certain areas and certain fields. They start getting all sweaty because they're not comfortable. That's something unfortunately college can't always teach you, and I push people to at least learn about how technology works, because every company that you go to, they are a corporation first and they are a tech company second. So that could be really beneficial to you knowing that, because even Walmart, they sell stuff, but they're selling things and they're using online shipping, they're using online orders. So even though they're a retail store, they're Walmart, they're also a tech company second. So I highly encourage for people to learn about technology on your own time without going to college. If you do go to college, that's fine. I'm not bashing college, but like I said, these high schools, they really, really lined us up for slaughter going into these guidance counselors to sign up for these loans. Like, not being able to file for bankruptcy on any loan is crazy. Like, I'm stuck with this for life. You're going to garnish my wages. You're going to take money out of my paycheck before I even get it in my bank account because I didn't pay it back. That's sick. And people are trying to establish their lives. People want homes. People want to pay off their car. They want the white picket fence. But it's kind of hard if you got all this debt, man. It's predatory, it's messed up, and it's just kind of sick. I'm gonna be real. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, 80 G's in student loans is kind of sickening. Me personally, I would rather have $80,000 in my bank account that I took out for a loan to start a business, instead of me going to college just to get a job. And I work in a cubicle. I'm gonna be real with y'all, and this is to anybody that's thinking about going to college. And once again, education is great, but college in itself and the cost for college is the issue. I want to make that very clear, because knowledge is power. But a lot of us are going to college to sit in a cubicle, okay? To sit underneath fluorescent lights, to wear polos, and to send emails all day. Did you really have to take out that much debt to just click on a mouse and tap on a keyboard? I don't think it was necessary. Like, for real, for real. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below here. It's just the state of the game, man. It's just the state of the game. College costs too much. You can't file for bankruptcy. Shoot, I'm saying I got the degree, even though I didn't go. Hey, you don't catch me? Here's what it is. As long as I got the job, it don't matter. Um, because at this point, times are about to get difficult. It's about to get really, really hard. Even finding a good paying job is difficult. And the reason why I put down that I had a bachelor's degree, even though I didn't, is simply because I needed a job that paid over 50 G's because I had a son, and daycare is crazy. People are trying to start a family. Y'all need to know that daycare is like over $1,000 per month. That could really cripple people if you have a student loan debt and you have a car note. Um, but people are trying to start a family, but how can you start a family if you have student loan debt? If you're paying 450 a month with another, if you're paying 450 for student loans, another 450 for your car note, you're paying $900 to $1,200 for rent for your apartment, and that's cheap, right? If you live in Atlanta, you are screwed. Excuse my French, you are toast if you live in Atlanta. The Atlanta rent is like $1,400 for a studio apartment. Absolutely wild. So it's like, how can you succeed and thrive and have a shot if that's your setup? Cost of living keeps going up. And some of these jobs in corporate America, in order for you to get a promotion, they want you to have a master's degree. So how are you supposed to get a promotion and to get a significant raise if they want you to go back to college, but you still haven't paid off the college that you just got? You just took out 80 to 100 grand. They want you to take out another 40. Like, make it make sense. How are we supposed to survive? How are you supposed to have a shot? You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. That's why I turned into an opportunist. And I used to frown at people that were opportunists. I used to look at opportunists and be like, he's taking advantage of the situation. That's not right. He has a competitive edge that we don't, and he's using it to beat us. That's how I used to be. And now I'm just like them. I came to get it. I don't care how I came to get it. I'm using my strengths and I'm putting them against your weaknesses. You should too, because that's the way the game is played. People are not pulling punches neither. These corporations, I'm not sure if y'all notice when y'all go get groceries and when you go to the store, they ask you if you want to round up to the next dollar for a charity. That's a tax write-off, right? I work in taxes. I know. I be filing the tax write-offs because at that point they can file a separate trust, and now they're now considered a non-profit or a tax exempt organization or business, right? And then they also have a separate company, which is just their natural company. So you're using you as a tax write-off. That's being an opportunist. So, it's just the way I be looking at things. I used to feel bad. I used to not want to do it, but now I'm out here doing it. I don't feel bad for it. But yeah, man, it's just the current state that we're in. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll holler at you guys later. Let me know if you guys like the lives. I've just been dibbling and dabbling with these instead of doing videos and shorts. And, I like talking to people. No one said anything, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, it comes with the game. Y'all take it easy. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.